Here we go. Um, Due to my lack of content, I decided to record myself drawing Espeon, because Espeon is one of my favorite evolutions, and I have way too many of them on Pokemon Sword. Espeon is actually a little hard to draw for me, just because of the tufts of fur on their face, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so if one thing goes wrong on the whole drawing, I have to do everything well, not everything, I have to do the entire thing all over again. Just whatever I messed up, I have to do it all over again. Any other sounds apart from my voice, I apologize for. I'm not really gonna say much, unless I have to comment on something. Here is where I had so much trouble. I could not figure out what I wanted the body to look like. I was thinking, oh wait, it looks too tall, oh wait, it looks too wide. And then I eventually settled on whatever this is, because I was just so tired of not being able to find the right position, and then I finally found it. Again, like I said, the tufts of fur are kinda hard for me, so sorry about that. I just spared myself the pain and just pasted another, I just pasted the image again and flipped it because I didn't feel like drawing another tuft, because if I did, one was gonna be smaller than the other and I'd get upset. And this is the hardest part, the tail. I spent so much time on just the tail, and I really hated it. I just cannot get it perfect. I struggled so much with it. It was too short, it was too thin, too wide. I just kept messing it up so much. And when I eventually found it, I was just like, okay, I don't care anymore. This looks good enough. And I'm so glad I went with that, because I would have spent ages on it if I didn't. Now for the magic or the psychic powers. I started off with these huge swirls that don't end up staying, just because I thought they were way too big and distracting, and it covered up the eyes a lot more than I wanted it to, so I just left them out in the final image. Ever since the picture I drew of my dog, I've just gone crazy with the smear. I just use it wherever I think it might look good at. I just use it and hope it works out. In this case, it didn't work out. And I could have lowered the opacity, if I even said that right. But then the lighter parts just didn't look right. So I couldn't do that. And even if I did do that, I just think they're too distracting, and I'm actually happy that I left them out. I tried to make them look better. I think I just made them look worse, which is why I ended up removing them. But I did stick with the swirl I just made there. In the coloring. I decided to also shade it, which is something I do a lot with my art. I end up shading it. Something I don't do a lot though is adding the lighting, because I just think it looks better without it in some circumstances. But I actually did do it this time, and it looks good. I think I like these swirls more than the others because they're shorter. They're less distracting. And the glow, because powers glow, I guess. There's the shading, and I did the lighting along with the shading. I think it ended up looking good. I even did the eyes, even though they're hard to see. I experimented with the colors of the swirls, because I'm insane and I like making myself suffer. I was debating on adding a sun and changing the sky, the background to a sky, but it didn't look that good, so I just stuck with the pinkish background. And there we go. That's Espeon.